just for the sake of just for the sake. Dante, I don't know if y'all know it or not, but I've been sick for the last 3 days. I've been going through it, y'all. When I say through it, I've been going through it, y'all. I'm still not 100%. I'm more like operating at maybe 90%. So y'all gotta bear with me. But I was I was scrolling on YouTube while I was in the bed, and Hassan Campbell made a video, and I'm like, huh. The thing that stood out to me about the video that he made that got me going live right now is that one of my homeboys down there in Texas, he told me a while back that it was hundreds of people that was trespassing on his land, where he got night vision out there on the cameras, and you see hundreds and hundreds of people walking on his land. And yeah, he got guns, but the crazy thing is like you ain't got enough. But what about if these people try to bum rush the house while you got your wife and your kids in there, right? And how can you stop hundreds and hundreds of people from bum rushing your house? You can't. I mean, you can hopefully. Never mind. But anyway, let's see. I want to play this video that Hassan Campbell was made earlier today.
You know, it's times like this when I realize that God gave me my platform for a reason. Because to have a voice and don't use it is a no-no. Silence is approval. And the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, says if you can't stop something with your hands, you hate it in your heart. Now, with these migrants, it's a very, very touchy situation because I know that the earth is spacious, even though they're being dumped on the ghetto. If you see a migrant, woman and kids, maybe a man with that family, they're hungry, you feed them. They need a coat during the wintertime, you put a coat on their back.
I want to speak about that. What he just said. Not all the migrants are bad, but I don't, I don't, I don't know if y'all remember. I told y'all this a couple months ago. I said if they keep that border open and you got thousands, tens of thousands of people pouring over, coming over, and they not being vetted, you mean to tell me there's not one terror, no, not one person that got ill feelings against the United States that's going to slide through? Y'all remember that? You mean to tell me of all these tens of thousands of people that there's not one that got ill feelings that want to cause some destruction and mayhem? Huh? That's all I'm saying. What I'm trying to tell y'all is this. I hope and I pray that nothing happens. I hope and pray that nothing happens here in the United States of America because this is my home. I wasn't born in another country. This is all I know. So the United States interests are my interests. And it should be yours too if you're from here. I'm not saying that, a lot of these migrants are coming here to have a better life, but then again, there's some of them up just coming over here to take advantage. And well, we're gonna let
We
high.
feed the poor. They need a coat during the wintertime, you put a coat on their back. We feed the poor. But in this situation, it's like, it's time for us men of the ghetto to put our foot down. Because I'm not understanding how there's a budget where these people are getting all this money, but they're coming to our community where we live at, where our families live at, where our children live at, our brothers and sisters live at, and they're robbing us. And I'm not quite getting it, because if all this money is being spent on them, they still feel the need and the urge to come to where we live at and rob us? Our people? Our family?
Crimes in this pattern involve multiple thieves on mopeds, snatching cell phones and purses from their victims. These thieves would ride up behind their victims on the sidewalk, steal their property, and then make their getaway. The majority of the victims are women, simply just walking alone. We have seen that the mopeds used in these crimes are also stolen as well. The first incident of this pattern occurred on the Upper East Side of Manhattan back in November of 2023, and the most recent hit was last night in Lower Manhattan in Chinatown. There are a total of 62 incidents that we've connected to this pattern so far, touching every borough in New York City except Staten Island, with almost 56% of these crimes taking place in Manhattan. During our investigation, we learned that these perpetrators are part of a sophisticated criminal enterprise made up of migrants who have recently arrived in the United States. This network of thieves predominantly live in the migrant shelter system. They use social media platforms to organize and coordinate their thefts. This is how they operate. The leader of the crew, identified as Victor Para, will blast out a message via WhatsApp that he is looking for phones. Para will send out specific orders for what type of phone he is looking for. And then the text will say, "I have money, I'm available, go get them." Once the messages are received, the crime wave begins, with the scooter operators making $100 a day and the actual phone snatcher making between $300 to $600 per phone that is stolen. These stolen phones are then brought to Victor Para's residence, which is located at 2970 Bronx Park East in the Bronx, which is the Parkside Nypd development. There, Para employs a tech guy who is able to hack into these stolen phones, where he gains access to the victim's financial and banking apps. These apps are used to make illegal transactions and fraudulent purchases in the United States as well as South America. Once the victim's accounts are empty or holes are put on their transactions, Victor Para will then ship the stolen phones to Colombia to be reprogrammed. To date, we have identified 14 members of this crew. 7 have been arrested and charged with multiple counts of grand larceny. 3 have been connected to several crimes, and our warrant squad is currently attempting to apprehend them, and we are building cases on the rest. And the ringleader, Victor Para, members of the NYPD executed a search warrant at his home this morning at 2970 Bronx Park East. 22 stolen phones were recovered at this location, as well as victims' identification. 5 arrests were made, including the tech guy responsible for hacking the victims' phones and personal accounts. Mr. Para was not home at the time of this execution, but I am confident that the U.S. Marshals Regional Fugitive Task Force will locate him shortly. Mr. Para is a male Hispanic, 30 years old. His date of birth is June 21st, 1993. He has 1 prior arrest for grand larceny in Manhattan. He is from Venezuela, and we believe he entered the country sometime back in 2023, just as these robberies began to happen. To put this in perspective, since January 1st, 2024, we have had 32 open patterns involving mopeds and phone snatches, compared to 1 this time last year. That's 147 cases, and that equals 147 victims. Thank you very much.
So now we got to live in fear of our daughters going to work, our wives going to work, because these people that jumped over the border, that's who they targeting, our women and children. I can't go for that. Oh, no, I can't go for that. Us men in the ghetto, we got to put our foot down. You know, it's sad because the black woman and the black child is the most unprotected in the world. In America, The black woman and the black child is the most unprotected. We can't allow these people to come in our community, get fed by the government, where they actually taking care of, like there's a whole budget to take care of them, and they still robbing our people.
Amen. They are finally waking up. Let me start. NPR reported from August of last year to December of this year, they will spend $252 million on the migrants. $252 million. 17,000 migrants coming to this city. It's just in Chicago. If we just break that in half and they become families, you got 8,500 families. Hispanics have 3.5 children. I'm submitting to you, in one generation, just one generation, the black vote will be null. They will have an additional 24,000 people on the voting roll, along with the Hispanic population already here. They're playing chess, and you all are playing checkers. You are damning our youth, our next generation, to poverty by you all doing these political speeches. One generation, our youth, our vote will be null in all of these 6 sanctuary cities. And what are you going to do about that? Amen. They are fine.
We going live tonight, man.
Y'all gotta forgive me. I've been sick for the last 3 days. Like I'm probably at 88% that I'm good. But I had to do this live because something really struck me. Why does it seem like black people, overall, black people always getting the short end of the stick? And what I mean by that is just like with the voting thing. Matter of fact, we'll do catch up later. Let's go all the way back to slavery. Let's go all the way back to when we got freed, right? When we so-called got freed. And then they put the Jim Crow laws. What did we do to you people that hate the black man and black woman? Like, what did we do besides got free from having to work for free? What did we do for that white hate, to hate black people that bad, to do the Jim Crow laws? Like, why? What did black people do? Did y'all hate us when we were slaves? That's all I'm trying to figure out. And y'all gotta excuse me because my voice is cracking because I'm not at 100% operating right now. I've been sick, like really, for the last 3 days. I finally got my voice back somewhat this afternoon. But that's all I want to know. Like, why is it there's always the black people always getting fucked over? I just don't understand that. You get the Jim Crow laws that right after slavery, like right after, and then redlining. Then I mean, like, why? What did black people do? I'm not talking about the black people of today. I'm talking about back then when they was released out of slavery. What did they do that was so bad? That's I always thought about that. Like when the Ku Klux Klan formed and doing all this reign of terror on black people, for what? For what? I'm not saying, I mean, we can't whine over spilled milk, but at the same time, it's like it wasn't us that got ourselves out of slavery. It was your white counterparts. Y'all should have, I mean, the Civil War is supposed to fix all of that. I hate to say this, y'all. I hate to say this because I do love this country. I do, because I was born here and I wouldn't want to be nowhere else but here. But this not even a black problem. This not even a white problem. Because we have integrated and we have mixed babies. We have black men that done have babies with white women, and white women that have had babies with black men. And people, you can't help who you fall in love with. You can't help who you want to be with. Donta is all for interracial marriage. I don't care. If you love somebody that is of a different color, go ahead. I'm not against that. But what I need to understand is I can't wait till this racism shit totally dies. Like it has no it's like why? And I just keep going back to the Jim Crow era and the times with the Black Wall Street and like why? Why? What did black people do so wrong besides get their freedom that your white counterparts fought for and got us up out of there? And then you want to kill us? For what? For what? That's crazy. That is so crazy. The reason why I'm doing this video, and y'all, right now, Dante is sick right now. I'm sick. I've been sick for the last 3 days. The videos y'all been seeing me upload, them are pre-recorded videos. And yes, we are live right now. But I'm operating at like 85% because I'm not all the way, you know, that's why I'm not screaming and hollering, because I would be screaming and hollering right now, but can't do it right now. But I seen this clip right here. So y'all mean to tell me black people can't get the reparations? There ain't no money for black people. And yes, I'm one of them Negroes that want them reparations. Give me 100,000, 200,000, 300,000. I know exactly what to do with it. Matter of fact, it's a couple houses on my street, and it's a piece of land that's around the corner that Dante want to purchase, so I can start building on my land, so I can do my Dante studios where I shoot my movies at. So yeah, give us the reparations, because y'all got it. Oh, y'all definitely got it. Y'all definitely got it. And I need that. Give me about 300K. I want. That's all I need. That's all I need is about 300,000. But they say they don't got the money right, but then they come up with all these other. It's like, come on, man. Look at this. Look at this. Y'all ain't got the money right. Hold on.
Well, questions being raised tonight about a new pilot program that'll give migrant families a reloadable prepaid credit card to buy food and baby supplies.
All right, it would replace the food boxes given to asylum seekers staying in hotels. Fox 5's Jessica Formoso has more on how it would all work.
Some migrant families will soon be given prepaid credit cards to buy food and baby supplies. The mayor's office says the city is partnering with Mobility Capital Finance to launch a more cost-effective program. Right now, the city has contracts with food services who provide non-perishable food boxes to shelters. They will start with 500 migrant families with children in short-term hotel stays. The cards can only be used at bodegas, grocery stores, supermarkets, and convenience stores.
We're just giving this migrant population more free stuff at the expense of New York City taxpayers.
In a statement, the mayor's office says, in part, quote, not only will this provide families with the ability to purchase fresh food of their culturally relevant diets and the baby supplies of their choosing, the pilot program is expected to save New York City more than $600,000 per month, or more than $7.2 million annually.
I'm not going to be thankful that a program that was bloated and inefficient is somehow cheaper to just give away free money to people in the hopes that they feed themselves.
According to the New York Post, this pilot program will cost the city $53 million. The amount loaded on the card will depend on the family size.
They're deflecting attention away from their incompetency, and they're not holding accountable the people that had prior contracts.
Paramalu is with artists, athletes, and activists. He says the Adams administration is setting up the migrants for failure.
Purchasing food at the supermarket is not cheap anymore. And on top of that, they don't have kitchens. So how are they going to purchase the food that they want?
The families who...
You know, and listen, y'all, please listen to me. I am not against the migrants at all. I'm not. But goddamn, y'all can't give a nigga his? You mean to tell me y'all just ain't got nothing for Dante? Y'all ain't got nothing for me. Y'all tell Donta that, oh, we ain't got it. We ain't got it. But then you turn around and approve $50 million. I can't get, Donta can't get his. That's all I'm saying. And like I said, I get it. I support the migrants. If you coming from a place where it's just chaotic and, you know, we got a lot of luxuries here in the United States of America. We do. But at the same time, man, it's just a lot of things that happened in the past that was rigged up against black people, like high interest rates, redlining, Jim Crow, all of that. And all I'm just saying, I can't get mine. That's all I'm asking. And yeah, I am that dude that want the reparations. Give me 300,000. I know what to do with that. I know exactly what to do with that. And I'm just saying, man, I thought, and I could be wrong. See, this is what I don't understand. Is it the United States of America? Is it United States of America job to take care of its own citizens? That's all I want to say. Is it the United States job? Don't we supposed to take care of our own? We sending money over there to the Ukraine war, billions. We sending money over there for the Hamas and Israeli fight, billions. And Donta can't get his. Hey, y'all, I'm sick right now. I've been sick for 3 days. My voice finally somewhat came back this afternoon. And I'm just looking at it and I'm like, you mean to tell me, because I only been good for the last, I'm 35. I'm about to be 36 in April. I've been good the last 10 years. And when I say I've been good, I've been able to pay my bills. I've been able to not having to rob Peter to pay Paul, right? In the last 5 years, I've been living, I guess, what you call an American dream. But you mean to tell me prior to that, y'all say y'all can't get them reparations out? Why not? Y'all got money. The money that was sent overseas, that's always been sent overseas. You mean to tell me y'all just can't? And I know money don't fix everything. It don't. But there's certain black people like myself that I know what to do with 300,000. I know if I had 300,000, I know exactly what to do with it. I know that'll set me up and my kids up and their kids up for the rest of their lives. Right? Yeah, I am. I'm not sick now. I was sick as a dog for the last 3 days. Like I said, I'm operating like at 85% right now. This is why I sound like this. But what I'm saying is that I know what to do. I know what to do with 300,000. I'm not going to go buy me an Escalade. I'm not going to go buy me no jewelry. No, it's some land that's around the corner that they want for 40,000, and I can get that. There's a house to the right of me and a house to the left of me in a field over there. I can buy this whole street with the 300,000. So I know what to do with that. So if Mr. Joe Biden, if you listening, and Joe Biden, if you watching the Donta show, can I get my reparations? Can I get mine? Is there anything left in the pot for me? I'm just asking. I'm just asking, Mr. Joe Biden or Mr. Trump, when you get in there in the comment section. Who do y'all think gonna win, Trump or Biden? I just want to see. But yeah, Mr. Trump or Mr. Biden, This is your humble servant, Donta. Is there anything left for me? Can I get my 40 acres in the mule? But you can keep the mule. And with the 40 acres, well, there's some things around my area that can equivalent up to 40 acres. But I don't even need the 40 acres. Just give me enough so I can buy my whole street and build an apartment mini complex up the street from my house. That's all I want. That's all I want. Cause this right here, y'all got the bread. Come on up off that cheese. Y'all got that bread. Don't act like y'all don't.
Cost the city $53 million. The amount loaded on the card will depend on the family size.
They're deflecting attention away from their incompetency, and they're not holding accountable the people that had prior contracts.
Paramalu is with artists, athletes, and activists. He says the Adams administration is setting up the migrants for failure.
Purchasing food at the supermarket is not cheap anymore. And on top of that, they don't have kitchens. So how are they going to purchase the food that they want?
The families who get these credit cards will be required to sign an affidavit.
You know what's one of the crazy things though? Like the next video we about to play, why they didn't do this for the people that was already homeless in New York? Why, like the video, like why they don't do that for people already? Why they didn't give these cards out to the homeless people that was already here? You know what I'm saying? Like why? Something that seems real fishy. This right here, this video I'm about to play, why they didn't do this for the people that was already there in New York? That's all I want to know.
Importance of libraries has come into the spotlight recently after the mayor's budget cuts forced them to close on Sundays.
Now, the Brooklyn Public Library has launched a new challenge to show just how many people use their services. And as Fox 5's Kendall Green explains, it involves visiting all 62 of their branches.
Brooklyn Public Library is challenging New Yorkers to browse the branches. A new challenge aimed to encourage bookworms to crawl through all 62 of its branches throughout the year. Nick Higgins, the chief librarian.
It's an initiative just to get people back into our branches, to meet staff, to understand a little bit more about our unique neighborhoods, and to sort of visit a program or check out a book or just get to know the neighborhood and the people in the neighborhood a little bit better.
Each branch across the borough will offer library goers a passport to all locations. And in it, you can collect special stickers unique to the site. And with different milestones come different prizes, but the ultimate goal is to finish first.
If I wasn't so sick, y'all, right now, it's catching up with me. So I'm going to have to end the live real soon here. But when I get better, I promise y'all, when I get better, hopefully tomorrow I'll be better. I'm supposed to be in the bed right now, but I just have to hurry up and go live. But when I get better, hopefully tomorrow, when I go live, it's on.